Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm solving my puzzle Never 4. The rules of this puzzle are, first of all, the Never 4 rule is that the digits used are 0, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, never 4. The 9 digits are 0 to 9 without the 4. Apart from that, ordinary rules apply. The kropki dot rules and killer cage rules apply. Digits cannot repeat within the cage. Digits across a white dot are in a 1 to 2 ratio. Digits across a black dot are digits across a white dot are consecutive. Digits across a black dot are in a 1 to 2 ratio. White dot, black dot. And all dots are given. So wherever there is a pair of digits in a 1 to 2 ratio, there will be a black dot. And wherever there is digits that next to each other that are consecutive, there will be a white dot. Those are the rules. Please go try the puzzle and then come on back and make a comment. Let me know how you did and whether you found it easy, hard, or fun or not, and whether you think there was some better logic I could have found. With that, I'm going to start solving. Right away, this cage here, digits cannot repeat within a cage, so I'm going to mark these three light red. These 3 digits have to be somewhere in the second column, but they can't be in their own cage. They can't be in their own box. They can't be repeated in the cage, so they have to be up there. Those 3 red-colored digits, and those 3 red-colored digits are over here in the 0, 1, 6. Similarly, these digits have to be in this box, they have to be there, and they have to be up here. This is what's called roping, because it looks like a strand of rope with 3 strands braided or spun together. This 4 is a 0, 1, 3, but the 0 and 1 have to be separated because there's no white dot. If they were adjacent, there would be a white dot. I didn't say the rule that in a white dot can have a 0 and a 9 across from each other, but it cannot have a 0 and a 1 across from each other. 0 and 1 are consecutive, 0 and 9 are not. This is a group of 0, 1, 2, 3. This is one pair, 2, 3. This is a pair 0, 1. This is that also a 0, 1 or a 2, 3. This black dot does not also have a white dot, so it's not a 1, 2, it is a 3, 6. And that is the only place in this puzzle that 3 and 6 are adjacent. These digits cannot be lows because there's already 2 lows in the box. These have to be highs all the way to there. All these digits are highs because there's 4 in the row. This cannot be a 7, 7, 6, 5, 4. There's no 4s. 7, 8, 9, 0. 0 is not consecutive to 9. That's not a 7. There is a 7 in one of those 2 cells. And there is no 7 in the 22 sum cage. That means that this 22 sum is 5, 8, and 9. We know that the 8 and 9 do not have a white dot, therefore the 5 is in the center. This is not a 5. This is a 6, and a 7, and an 8, and this is a 7 or an 8. A 7 or 9, excuse me. This is a high cell because it sees 3 lows. These are 2 highs. This is a high, and that's a high because they're adjacent to a high. This 3 is repeated in blue. Down here, can't be in the high cell. It's got to be in the other. That means that this is a 3-2 pair. It's on a white dot. We have a 2 up here. Can't be next to the 3 or there would be a white dot, so that's not a 3. That's not a 2 or a 3. The 3 and 2 down here have to be separated. And the third digit in this blue group is not a 6. It is a 5, 7, 8, or 9. The 16th sum has a 0 or a 1 in it. We know that from this top cell up here. There's a 0 or a 1 there. So this cannot be a 5 because 0 and 1 do not add. With 5, they can get either 5 or 6, and there's not enough cells left to sum to 16. So that's a 6, 7, 8, 9. This is not a 7, 8, 1 group summing to 16. That's the only, if you had an 8, there would have to be a 7 and a 1 to get to 16. Or a 6 and a 2, but there's no 2. Or a 5 and a 3, but there's no 3. There is no 8 in the reds. The reds are either 970 or 961. There's always a 9. The 9 in this group cannot be next to an 8-9 pair because either it would be next to an 8 or a 9 in either way. It would need a white dot, or it would be across from itself. So the 9 here is there. That was the 6, 7. This is a 0, 1. Possible candidate. Wanted to center mark that. There we go. Okay, this is not a 6, not a 5. This is a 6, 7, 9 triple. These are the other lows. This cannot be a low, a pair of low digits. If it were the 0, 1, these would have to be the 2 and 3, and they would need a white dot. If this were the 2 and 3, these would be the 0, 1, they would need a white dot. This is a high digit pair. This then is the 2, 3 pair, because it's not high. There's already 4 highs. There's only 5 highs in the group. And it can't be the 0, 1 pair. There is no 1, 2 pair anywhere in the puzzle that are adjacent, by the way, because a 1, 2 pair would need both a black dot and a white dot under the rules as stated. There's a 0, 1 over here, but it's not next to that 0, 1. This is the other 0, 1 candidate. Same goes for here. There's a 0, 1 there, and it can't be next to that 0, 1. This is the 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And this is a low digit. These can't be the 3s because they're next to a 6. There's 4 lows in the column, 3 lows in the column. These are highs. There's no 6 on there, so there's no 5. It's a 7, 8, 9, and there is an 8. There's no 6 or 8 up here. And these are odds. These have to be evens because they're across the white dot. These are the 6, 8. 5, 7, 9. This digit is from 0, 1, 5, 7, 9, but it's between a 6 and an 8, so it's not a 5 and it's not a 7 or a 9. This is a 0, 1 pair. We need a 5, 7, 9 there, but it sees a 5 and a 9 in the column. That's the 7. 7's not there. This is a 7. This is a low digit. We can't have a 1 next to a 0, 1, 2 group because it would either be next to itself or next to an adjacent digit without a white dot. This also can't be the 1. This group this pair sees all four. In fact, all of these are high. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's a 0, 1, 3 group here. The 3 is in the center to separate the 0 and the 1, just as it was up here. These are not 3s. And the 3 needs to go with the 2. It's not a 1, 2 pair. That's a 0, 1 pair. These are a 2 and a 3. This is a 6. That's a 3. That's a 2. That's a 3. And the 3 goes with the 2, not with the 1. That's the 2. Or that's not the 2. I mean, these are not 2s. This is the only place for a 3 in the box. Okay, 6 goes somewhere here, so there's not a 6 here, not a 5 there. There's an 8 on that pair. There's no 8s in the row. This can't be a 1. It's next to a 2 without a white dot. That's the 0. That's the 1. That's the 1, and that's the 0. This can't be an 8 in the box. There's an 8 down here, and there's an 8 not there. 7 can't be next to an 8. It's next to a 9 without a white dot. I don't know what I was doing with 8s over here. There's already an 8 in the box. These are not 9s. There's no 9s anywhere in any of the blue or green because the 9 is in the red. This is a 3, sees a 2 in the row. This is a 0, sees a 1. Oh, there's a 1, sees a 0 in the row. That's the 0. 0 goes with 9 and 7 to sum to 16. These are a 9, 7 pair. That's a 5 with the 2, 3. That's the 2. These are not 5s or 7s. They're a 6, 1, 8 pair. That's the 6. That's the 8. This is not a 5 or 6. And it is not a 7 because it needs to be adjacent to a 7 or a 9. I mean, it is adjacent to a 7 or 9. It needs to be consecutive. That is the 8. That's a 7, 9 pair. Oh, it's not the 7 in the row. That's the 9. There's the 7. Makes this the 6. And that's the 6. And the 5. And the 8. And the 9. No 7s here. 8, 9 pair. That's the 6. Sees a 5 in the row. This is not a 0 in the column. And it's not a 2 because it's adjacent to a 3. There's a 2 and a 3. This is a 0 because it can't be a 1 next to a 2 without a white dot. That's a 1. That's the 0. That's the 1. This is not a 3 next to a 6 without a black dot. That's the 2. That's the 3. What is this? 790 and 816. Not the 6 and not the 6 because in the column and the 3. This is the 6. 1, this is a 2, what is it, 0, 9? Not the 2. This is a 1, 5. That's the 9. This is not the 9. That's a 6, right? We know where the 6 goes, and the 0, and the 2. Makes this an 8 because it's next to a 2 without a white dot. There's a 1. This is not a 5. This is not a 1. That's a 7. This is the 8. That is not the 9. Next to an 8 without a white dot. This is not the 5. A 1 9 pair. 5 goes up here. Can't have a 5 on a 6 or next to an 8 with a white dot. 5 can't be where those 5s are in the row. This is a 5. We have up here we have a 2, 7, five. Not a 5. Not a 7 next to a 6 without a white dot. That's the 2. These are not the 2s. This is the last digit in its row. It's a 6. This is a 0, 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 9 triple. We have 0, 1, 7, 9 in the column. Not the 7. Not a... This is not a 1. 0, 7, 9. This is not a 7. Okay, in the box we have what? 0, 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 0, 1, 2, 7, 8, 9. Right? These are not the zeros. That's not a 0 in the column. These are not 8s. There is an 8 up here, so you can't have a 7 or a 9 next to it without a white dot. One of those is an 8. This is not the 2. This is not the 1. There's not a 1 here. This is not a 2. There is a 2 somewhere here, and it's not in that row, because we already have a 2 in that row. This is the 2, the 8, the 1, the 0, the 1, the not 1s, the 8 sees an 8 up here, makes that a 9. That's not a 7 next to the 8. That's a 5. That's the 7. Not the 7. Not the 5. Not the 0. This is a 5. And from here, it should be relatively easy. That's the only 1 left in the row. This is the 9. That's the 7. This is a 0, 9 pair. And there's a, let's see, 079, 79, 79. This should just be done. What is wrong with me? Oh, that needs to be a 9 because it's next to a 1 without a white dot. That's the 0. This is the 9. This is the 7. This is the 0. That's the 7. And that is the 9. Check it. The solution is correct. Let me know how you did, how you liked it. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Thanks.